Payroll or back office problems require significant time to fix. Plus, it can be devastating for your place candidates, provides a poor experience. What if you could ensure you caught mistakes before they became a problem? Better yet, with no additional time requirement from anyone. That is what this client success story is all about. Let's jump in. Here's the problem. Mistakes were mostly discovered after they had become a problem and made their way to payroll. Then the back office team would have to urgently fix the problem. Missing or delayed paychecks would provide a poor experience for anyone affected. Then Herefish came along. This client created an automation to check all placements for anything abnormal and send a notification if anything came up. Things like end dates from the past, missing pay rates, missing margin or burden that was too low, incorrect overtime rates. All of those things were looked at. If anything came up abnormal, notification was sent and allowed the appropriate team to fix it. What was the result? This client had 6 mistakes fixed in near real time in the first 2 weeks of this automation going live. Mistakes were corrected before they reached payroll processing. They saved time from not having to deal with these problems later after they had become problems, and provided a better experience not only for their place candidates, but also for their internal employees. Of course, I'm going to show you a tutorial so you can achieve the same results for your business. To make this use case happen, we're going to create a placement-based automation. So we're going to make it a standard. It can be for candidate or client contact, it doesn't matter. Let's name it something like this. Many of these triggers are just going to be list criteria here, so that's the main mechanism. What we would do is we'd send a notification, so that would send an internal email, and you can route that to whoever it needs to go to, whether it's a team, your back office, payroll. I don't know if that's a recruiter or consultant in your world, but you can just have that kind of warning notification go out if anything matches any of these criteria. So usually you'll want to use a placement status, right, to indicate that the placement is approved or submitted or pending, whatever the naming conventions you use throughout your process, just to show that you have something new that's happening. We'll say approved here for the sake of this. And then just to walk through some of the potential things that you could do. So like placement end date, for example, you could find placements that are created that have end dates in the past, right? So you could say, more than 0 days ago. So this would give you anything with an end date in the past. Right? And you can even add a date added criteria. So you could say like find the placements that have been created in the past 7 days that have an end date in the past. Right? And that obviously is a mistake if that happens. Oftentimes that can happen if you're copying an old job record, an old placement. These things can occur. So in end date, that can be important. Another one, and of course too, like if you do multiple different types of placements, you might want to do kind of like employee or employment type, just to make sure you're looking only at kind of your contract, or temporary, right? Your permanent or your direct hire might go down a different route. So another thing that you can focus on is pay rates or overtime rates. If either of those things are missing or if they're less than they should be. Right, so you could find me everything that has a less than a 1, and obviously that wouldn't be good if you're in the contract side of things, because either it's missing or it's 0 or it's incorrect. Right, you could make that number higher, find anything that's filled out incorrectly. So that's a great way. As far as the pay rate kind of side of things, you want to ensure that that's not there. You can also do things like burden. Anything that's missing a burden percentage, or if that percentage is too low, right? Same kind of concept. If you have margin in custom fields in your placement record, you can do the same thing there. And the whole idea is to find those anomalies, those things that are incorrect, notify somebody, fix it before it becomes a problem in your payroll processing, and then you got to deal with it urgently when it happens then. but that's how you do it. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new videos. Leave a like or a comment, and be sure to check out these other videos over here. Until next time, happy automating.